realize I needed a hot spring with a teepee over it. Until now. Hello, Wonderhussy here in beautiful Wyoming. I'm way down in the far southern part of the state, almost on the Colorado border, just east of the Continental Divide, in a charming little town called Saratoga, which is home to this magnificent stone toilet. That's right, I said stone toilet. I didn't believe this was a toilet either until I read this little plaque here in the window, which says 2005 Architectural Award. This stone toilet was built by the Civilian Conservation Corps in 1935 and was restored by the town of Saratoga with a grant from the Historic Trail RC&D. How about that? A historic stone toilet. Boy, I sure am glad I came all the way down here to South Central Wyoming to check it out. I mean, you can see why it won the Architectural Award, although I don't know where the toilets were. There's no holes in the floor for plumbing or for an outhouse. And I'll be honest, if I had come all the way down here just to check out this stone toilet, well, I might be a little bit disappointed. But guess what? I didn't come down here to check out this stone toilet. It just happened to be here, and I thought it was kind of interesting. I'm actually here in Saratoga because it's a hot springs town. That's right, this entire town owes its existence, I guess, to a series of natural hot springs. And one of my viewers very kindly gave me a gift certificate to a hot springs resort, which is just right over there, Saratoga Hot Springs Resort. But before I don't think I can check in yet. I still have a couple hours to kill. So I thought I would look around the town and see what else there is in Saratoga. I'm pretty sure there's a free public hot spring here, right on the other side of the river. So I'm gonna go check that out first. Okay, there's this beautiful river running right through the middle of town, and I think that might be part of what's feeding the hot springs. I'm not sure. From what I saw online, it didn't look like there was any totally natural places to soak. There's just this public bathhouse, which has a swimming pool and supposedly hot mineral pools that are free to soak in. Oh gosh, there are. There's pools right down on the edge of the river. Oh man, I guess there's kind of like a little side creek. You know, as a matter of fact, I just noticed there's a little trail here going into a real funky looking undeveloped pool. And I'll bet you anything, this pool has hot spring water in it. Let's see. Let me stick my feet in and see how it feels. Oh yeah, it is warm. Oh, it's got a squishy bottom, so it's kind of murky, but gosh, I'd guess this is about 98 degrees, which is nothing at all to sneeze at. Okay, well, I didn't drive all the way down here just to wallow in this mucky little sump. I'm gonna go over there and try to check out the bathhouse, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to film anything, but if I can, you know I will. I guess I better go back to my car, though, first, so I can get my dang swimsuit, since I'm almost positive I'm not gonna be able to soak in a municipal mineral springs naked. Fortunately, I never leave home without my magic bikini, which is basically the thin pink line between decency and being a shameless hussy. Okay, this is a super cute, super quaint little western town. Like I said, we're way down south in Wyoming by the Colorado border. Almost right on the Continental Divide, just east of it. And, well, looking at all these old-timey storefronts, it looks like tourism is pretty much the mainstay of this economy. Hunting, fishing, and hot springs. And so I'm guessing this place probably does just fine year round. You know, there's folks kayaking on the river in the summertime, and there's hunters in the fall, and then in the winter, this place gets buried in snow, so I'm sure those hot springs feel even better in the wintertime. Okay, I'm deep in hot spring hunter mode because there's so many people all over the place, but you can see over there to the left is a swimming pool, and then over here it says Mineral Hot Springs, Hobo Hot Springs, free, open 24 hours. Restrooms, changing rooms, lockers, showers. There's just a lot of people around. Oh man, look at that. No alcohol, no nude swimming, no profane or obscene language. What the hell's the point? I'm kidding, of course. I totally see the need for a family-oriented hot spring. There's the swimming pool over there. Oh, look. I guess this is one of the hot springs pools. Oh, there's one there, and there's one over there. Ooh, ooh. Holy cow, that was one of the hottest hot pools I've ever put my feet in my life. I would guess it to be at least, oh gosh, at least 110 degrees. Oh, not so nice on a summer's day, but this would be amazing in the wintertime. Especially that natural little rock tub in the middle there. Oh my god, that would be so nice with snow falling on you. You know, if you were allowed to have a big steaming mug of hot cocoa with whiskey in it. Okay, well I guess I've killed enough time. It's after 3 o'clock and I should be able to go check into my room at the Saratoga Hot Springs Resort, which was definitely not free, but again, thanks to the generosity of a viewer, I'm gonna treat myself and stay overnight. That's right, I got a room at this resort, and the rooms weren't cheap. Let me tell you, I think the cheapest room was like 200 bucks, a little over 200 bucks, $185. But of course that includes soaking in the mineral pools, and the mineral pools are supposed to be pretty nice. Okay, this place had a 4-star rating on Google, and it was one of those places that it seemed like people either loved or hated. And the people who loved it kind of seemed like my kind of people, like they appreciate something a little bit quirky. And the people who hated it kind of seemed like fancy city folks who were expecting more of a resort spa experience. So let's go find out and see for ourselves what the Saratoga Hot Springs Resort is really like. All right, let's go check out the room. I don't know, so far, this looks like a pretty nice place to me. Look at that, there's even a little teepee on the lawn. Unfortunately, they do not offer teepees as accommodations, because how much fun would that be? Stay in a teepee at a hot spring? Oh wow, there are teepees out by the pool. I think I read online that you can actually soak inside the teepees. There's hot springs in the teepees. I'll definitely be checking those out. Okay, here's my room. 175. Let's see. Oh my goodness, this is super cute. I don't know what these snooty patooties on Google were talking about. This is pretty nice. At least by my standards. And well, if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you know I'll stay just about anywhere. Okay, well before I unpack my stuff and make a mess out of this room, here's a little overview. I have a queen size bed with tasteful Western decorative blanket and pillow. Little Western stuff on the wall. All the furniture is very rustic looking. This little desk. Oh, here's the snacks. What do they charge for these snacks? They got Fritos, $2. I don't know, I guess if you need Fritos, you need Fritos. Anyway, there is in-room coffee. That's nice. There's a little bathroom, an air conditioner that's blowing ice cold, and I do have my own private shower and toilet, which is nice considering this is a historic hotel, and sometimes in these old historic hotels there's shared restroom facilities. This place does have a sign on the bedside table that says, "Please pardon our beloved historic building. Our building was constructed in a time when interior wall insulation did not take into consideration volume control." And so they do thoughtfully leave you some earplugs, I guess, so you can't hear the people in the room next to you doing the nasty. What do I know? I sleep with earplugs every night anyway. That was one of the main complaints I read on Google. People said the walls are really thin and you can hear everything that's going on in the neighboring room. Look at this. Closet with plenty of storage and plenty of pool towels and a laundry bag and an extra blanket, which I guess if you were here in the winter time, you might actually need. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna, it just says no glass by the pool. It doesn't say no alcohol. So I guess I'm gonna crack open a ranch water and go check out those teepees. I mean, I might not be able to sleep in a teepee, but at least I can soak in one. Oh my gosh, it is so peaceful out here. I mean, this place looks really nice, okay? I'm in this bank of poolside motel rooms, and then I guess there's a bunch of rooms in the main lodge where I checked in. Look, there's this outdoor barbecue area if you wanted to do a cookout. There's more rooms on the other side. And then the soaking facilities are here in the middle. And there's nobody out here. Look at that. There's this beautiful swimming pool, which I'm sure is full of warm spring water. It's a Sunday, so maybe if you came here for the weekend on a Saturday, it'd be busier. I don't know. Right now, it's absolutely awesome. Okay, let me just stick my toe in this swimming pool and see how warm it is, or if it's even warm at all. Oh my gosh, it is warm. Oh, I would guess this pool is like 95 degrees. It's pretty much the same temperature as that wallow I was mucking around in earlier. But this is a lot cleaner and a lot bigger. Unbelievable. I might have to go get my floaty. Okay, looks like the sign says the teepees are adults only. 18 years and older. Love it. Oh my god, look how cool this is. I guess all these teepees are different somehow. There's little signs in front of them. In 1874, G-string Jack Fulkerson, good old G-string Jack. I didn't even know that was a term back in 1874. Anyway, he was a freighter from Encampment, Wyoming, and he got tired of waiting for someone to help him unload his supplies at the Saratoga saloon, so he tossed lit sticks of dynamite off the bridge and into the North Platte River. This blasted water and also fish all over Main Street, giving tail to the "where the trout leap on Main Street" catchphrase for Saratoga. I didn't even realize Saratoga had a catchphrase, but apparently Saratoga is "where the trout leap on Main Street." Okay, so I guess there's 1, 2, 4 teepee hot springs, and they each have a little anecdote next to them. Just gonna make sure there's nobody in any of these before I start blathering to myself. I mean, this is a hot springs resort where people go for peace and quiet. Okay, this one here is the Warm Springs Teepee. It says in 1884, a shop owner in Warm Springs suggested a name change to the town. He'd visited Saratoga Springs, New York as a youngster, and he remembered the wonderful waters there. The name is said to come from the Iroquois word Saratoga, which means place of miraculous water in the rock. How about that? Okay, so I guess the original name of Saratoga was just Warm Springs until this guy from Saratoga Springs, New York suggested they rename it. And I guess Saratoga has a little bit more of a romantic sound to it than Warm Springs. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go visit Saratoga Springs, New York, now that I think about it. Okay, and then this teepee over here is the Little Man Mine teepee. It says the Shoshone Indians of Wyoming tell of little people who stand from just 20 inches to 36 inches tall. Their legends tell of the little people attacking them with tiny bows and poisoned arrows. Though many believe these little people to be only the stuff of legends, several discoveries point to the contrary, the most significant of which was a 14-inch fully formed mummy found in 1932 by 2 prospectors blasting a mine shaft north of Medicine Bow. It says when the dust settled, they were surprised to see a small pygmy-like man sitting cross-legged upon a ledge. The tiny mummy was only about 6.5 inches tall in its seated position and estimated at 14 inches tall in standing position. So the prospectors later registered their claim in Carbon County as the Little Man Mine, and today apparently a sign still stands in Shirley Basin that signifies the location of that. So this is the Little Man Mine teepee. Okay, there's one more teepee. Let's see what this one is. Okay, this one is the medicine bow teepee. The Native American tribes of southeastern Wyoming found mahogany of great quality. Friendly tribes would assemble and construct weapon bows and powwow about cures of diseases. That was shared in hybrid speech between them and early settlers. It was called making medicine, but eventually settlers used the term with making bow, and the result was medicine bow. Oh, I was wondering where the name of that national forest came from. Okay, well, there are some people in the pool now, so I'm gonna soak in the little man teepee. Why not? I'm something of a little woman myself. Well, I guess I should check how hot it is first before I get in. Oh, it's nice. It's about the same temperature as the swimming pool. Maybe a degree or two hotter. Ugh. But the best part about it is you have it all to yourself. No one else can get in these teepees when you're soaking. Oh, it's pretty deep too if I go into the middle, even though it's only filled up to here. It comes up to my belly. Pretty deep for a hot spring inside a teepee. I still can't get over the fact that I am soaking inside a freaking teepee. Isn't that cool? The only thing that could make this hot spring better is if I didn't have to wear a swimsuit. I wonder if I come out here later tonight in the dark, whether or not that's enforced. I mean, if I'm soaking by myself in this teepee anyway, what difference does it make? But for now, because there's kids and families out by the pool, well, I guess I'll respect the thin pink line. Oh man, I didn't realize I needed a hot spring with a teepee over it until now. Well, I guess I gotta build a hot spring first and then put a teepee over it. Oh my god. And you know what'd be really cool is if there was a smoke hole in the top of the teepee, and then in the middle of the pool, if there was a fire pit. Like if you've ever been to the Peppermill Lounge in Las Vegas, they have those conversation pits with a pool of water in the middle and a fire in the middle of the pool of water. I always thought it would be so amazing to have a campfire in a hot spring in a teepee. I gotta work on that. Look at that, it's like an outdoor stage. I wonder if they have live music events here. Man, that would be super cool to have like a reggae festival or some kind of hippy dippy music thing where you could soak in the teepees, listen to music, have a few drinks, get a massage in the spa, go for a workout. Oh, look, there's a fitness center. Oh, fancy. Let's look in the window. Oh my gosh, look, there's even a fireplace in the gym. Oh, wait. That stage is actually for weddings. Look at that, you could get married here. How amazing would that be? There's this cool book in the room that tells you the history of this resort, and it's really interesting. I mean, first of all, look at that. That's what it looks like in the snow. All that steam coming off the pools. Oh, now I gotta come back here in the wintertime. But yeah, the book tells all about how the indigenous peoples in this area, the Arapaho and I guess the Shoshone, used these hot springs and considered them to be sacred healing waters. That is until the arrival of the white man. Okay, the overland route that all the Oregon Trail people took went right past here, and well, once they started coming through here bringing their diseases like smallpox and cholera, even these healing waters couldn't help the Native Americans. And apparently they would get in the hot pools and try to sweat it out and then get into the cold river and, you know, back and forth. But that's really good for your circulation, but it's not going to cure cholera or smallpox. And so unfortunately, according to this book, I guess the natives abandoned the hot springs because they felt like they'd been possessed by an evil spirit. But yeah, the book talks all about the pioneers coming through here and the whole history of the resort through the years. And what's really interesting is, I guess it's owned by this spinal surgeon who was coming through here on a snowmobile trip. It says him and his wife were coming through here on a snowmobile trip once, way back in the 1990s. And they stumbled on this amazing hot spring resort in the winter. They fell in love. They came back here over the years, but I guess it was sort of falling into disrepair back then. And so when it became available to buy it, he tried to buy it, but at first they wouldn't let him because he wasn't from around here. You know, some big city surgeon. The folks here in little Saratoga didn't want some big city guy coming in and buying their hot spring resort and making it all, well, douchey. But I don't know, somehow he convinced them that he would preserve the character of the place, and I don't know. I think they did an amazing job with this. I don't know what all these negative Google reviews were talking about. I think this place is pretty friggin' nice. And kudos to the couple that runs it. They said in this book that even during COVID in 2020, when a lot of businesses had to lay off employees because tourism was shut down, supposedly they didn't have to lay off a single employee. And I think that's pretty cool. Okay, well, enough talking and reading the book. I'm getting hungry. All that soaking and talking has worked up quite an appetite, so I think it's time to go over to that brew pub and see about getting a bite to eat. The third oldest brewery in Wyoming. Steak kebabs, nachos, quesadilla, burgers, fish and chips, sirloin, pizza, liquor. It's not just beer. Margarita. And a burger. That was delicious and actually a pretty good deal. I paid $22 for that big burger and a margarita. Not bad. And now it's finally dark outside, which means I'm gonna try and soak without my bikini. Holy cow. I went in a different teepee this time, and this one is super hot. I think the one I was in earlier was like the coolest of the teepee poles, and the one I'm in now, I would guess is somewhere around 108, 109, which would be amazing in the wintertime, but it's a bit much for the summer. But it does feel good after that giant cheeseburger. Oh, I don't know. Is a hot bath good for digestion? Either way, I'm just enjoying my time soaking without the thin pink line. Woo! Good morning. Nothing like a nice hot soak to start another day of adventures in beautiful Wyoming. Looks like it's gonna be a beautiful day. That was an amazing free breakfast. I wasn't even hungry after that giant burger last night, but who can turn up a free breakfast? And that was a good one. Sausage, bacon, eggs, oatmeal, fruit, yogurt, the whole 9 yards. And they served it until 10:30 a.m., which is very civilized. Usually when you go to a hotel, the breakfast is only down there till 9 o'clock. And well, for some of us, it's hard to get ourselves together by 9. Anyway, that's it. I gotta check out a Saratoga hot springs, but I sure did enjoy my stay. Even if I wasn't able to sleep in a teepee, I was able to soak in one, and that's even cooler. Seriously, 5 stars, 10 out of 10, 3 thumbs up, would definitely recommend, and will definitely stay here again. That is, assuming the management hasn't banned me after watching me sneak that skinny dip in their teepee hot springs. I want to come back here in the wintertime and soak in the snow. Although this is one of those kind of places that's nice any time of year. Bye, Saratoga. I'll be back.